Yes, people, welcome to Let's Talk Premier League. It's the Chelsea show. It's the first week of it. We've got the United show, we've got the Liverpool show, we've got the Arsenal show. Now we got the Chelsea show. There is another show coming up soon. I won't tell you which team. It might surprise a few people that I found fans of them that are willing to come on and talk about their club. So it is quite an interesting one. But I'm joined by Shed End and Daniel for this one. How are we doing, guys?
Good.
I'm doing great.
Excellent. So obviously today it's going to be a bit more broader. There's a few transfers that we need to talk about coming in. There's a few transfers that you got in the summer that we definitely need to talk about. There's also a new manager, obviously sacking Frank Lampard a few months ago, a Chelsea legend. But we're going to start with the Champions League draw. You obviously got Porto, and then you'll face either Real Madrid or Liverpool. Starting with you, Daniel, are you excited about that draw? It proves to be an interesting one, and Tuchel, being the manager he is, has set you up perfectly for cup football.
I wouldn't underestimate Porto though. They did. I know Juve ain't exactly been good this season, but they still did well to beat them.
Yeah, 100%. Shed End. Carry on.
But I think we can get to the final.
Yeah. Shed End, what about you? Obviously Porto, and then if you get past them, it's going to be Liverpool or Real Madrid.
Yeah, it was an interesting draw. I wanted Porto, to be honest, because I don't think I was ready for the likes of Bayern, PSG, Man City, the Liverpools. I wasn't ready. So I'll say it's a good draw. We're waiting to see what we'll do against Porto. And remember, the last time we played a Portuguese team, in the quarters, we went ahead and won the Champions League. So I'm positive. I hope we can go all through. We have Porto, then I'm hoping we can get someone like Liverpool in the next stage. We've beaten them this season, so I believe in Tuchel, and we can do it. That's what I believe.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there. Just moving it around there. We're in the middle of processing, sorting out the overlays. It's all a bit new. It's all a bit bulky, but we are getting there. But a big up to obviously Sauls, who's been making all this. But Andrew, mate, Thomas Tuchel, Champions League, you don't concede goals at all. I mean, I think you've conceded 2 goals in his entire career at Chelsea, which is remarkable considering some of the defenders you've got at Chelsea. Yep. Do you think this could be the year that Chelsea do shithouse their way to another Champions League win?
Yeah, similarities are very similar to 2012, near enough. Manager gets fired, new year, start playing better. I'm not sure we defended that well, but quarterfinals against a Portuguese team. Benfica last time. It can be. I mean, I don't fear anyone in this Champions League anymore. Unfortunately, if we had still Frank, I don't think we would have even made it through to the quarterfinals. Unfortunately, because the way it was going, it was just chaos and going through. This guy's come in pretty hard time, and he's just built from the back. So I believe he's settled the back 4 or back 5, goalkeeper settled, defensive midfield, and then he's gone. I'm just going to randomize the front 3 or 4, and just see what clicks essentially until I get my own, until I can get them in whole pre-season and get who I want in essentially. And I think he's just like up in the air. As long as I don't concede, which he hasn't, I can edge these games 1-0, 2-0 maybe, something like that, and get us through. So I think that's what he's doing. So yeah, we can do that because Porto was the best one that anyone Chelsea could have expected, but I still say if we beat Porto, because you know how ridiculous football is. If we beat them, we haven't played Real Madrid in the Champions League ever, so I'd like to play them. But
they're quite weak as well.
They are quite weak as well. But the opportunity to end Liverpool's season, especially if they don't get into like a top 4 as well, is very tempting. Do you know what I mean? That's just the rivalry. So
I mean,
Yeah.
I've got obviously a couple of Liverpool mates, and it would be quite funny. I'm not gonna lie, just to see that. A couple of comments here. DC was apparently 28 hours early. It was very early, but we do love to see it. DC, a Villa fan, believe it or not, it's very good. Kenny, I feel way better now, lads. Still not fully recovered, but it's way better. Also, I beg Chelsea and Liverpool don't get 15 out of 15 before us. That is true. There is the picture quiz at the end. It's something new that we're adding. Sort of the Arsenal lot got 14 out of 15. So if you want to win it this week, you're going to have to get 15 out of 15, which is, I mean, it's going to be interesting. There is, we'll see how well these lot do. Kenny's saying it's Man City, isn't it now? I couldn't possibly say, but there may be a City show coming up very soon. That's all I'm going to say. Is that the Winter Surfer? It is the Winter Surfer. Not much surfing being done at the moment because of COVID.
No.
If Chelsea reached the final, they could play Bayern. I mean, it all is linking up pretty much perfect. I mean, it is mad. Charlie saying they could play us. Charlie being obviously a City fan. It's going to be an interesting one. Now they're having some banter. Kenny saying that Haaland scoring a 1-3 Dortmund win at the Etihad. Look, the Haaland, we'll get into Haaland because there's reports he could be heading to a certain team in London, and that certain team is definitely not wearing red. That's a fact. Now they're just fighting each other. Right, so yeah, you boys just keep fighting. That's where I like to see it in the comments. But I want to talk obviously the FA Cup draw. Now the FA Cup draw wasn't as kind to Chelsea as the Champions League draw, obviously picking out Manchester City.
That's it.
But it's not as bad as people make out, really, because Tuchel's defensive abilities could hinder Man City quite a bit. Obviously, the sort of manager bounce as well, although I wouldn't say much of a bounce. It's just sort of like he's come in, sort of shored up your defence, and it's like, okay, well, we might not score much, but you're definitely not going to get one past us, so good luck. But shed end, obviously, Man City, do you think you can beat Man City at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final?
Of course, we are Chelsea. I mean, right now we are not afraid of anyone. Lampard left, and if Lampard was in charge, I would have been very nervous. Right now, I'm not saying that I'm overconfident, but I'm very confident that we can beat City. And we have a coach who is very good tactically, and he can outclass Pep. So I believe in Tuchel. I believe in Chelsea. We can beat them, and we can go ahead and win it again. You know, we love this competition. So, yeah.
Well, I know there's probably United fans up and down the country going, I think we'll take Chelsea winning the FA Cup so it stops their quadruple. But Daniel, Chelsea versus City, Wembley, FA Cup final. Is that something that you're confident that you can win?
Yeah, we should be able to win it. But you have to face them eventually anyway, so.
Well, yeah.
I think whoever wins this wins the FA Cup.
I was just about to say that. The other semi-final, obviously, United bottling a quarter-final, couldn't even get a semi. I mean, Solskjaer's definitely got some issues going on down below, so I don't know if Viagra might help him with that situation. Can't even get semis anymore. I mean, man was bottling. Man got a semi last year, but he's struggling to get it up this year. But Andrew, semi-final, City. I mean, they're a good team, but that's got to be one that you think you can get through, surely.
It's a one-off game, so I back Tuchel to really, really have it a defense. I see him really playing on a counter against City, trying to play counter against City, really shoring up the defense, depending who we've got left standing, I suppose, or who's available, and then trying to hit them on the break. So in a one-off game, we might be having one-off games. Just like next 3 games with City are one-off games essentially, because we've got them in the league. We've got them in the league in week 35 or something, and they might already have the leagues sewn up, so I might not take anything really from that. But there's a potential we get through, both of us, to the Champions League final. That's a one-off as well. Yeah, I mean, like I said before when I came on, I'm much more confident now. And that's because of what Tuchel has done. Someone who's just gone in there and all his expertise, and it'll be interesting because it might lay a marker down for next season in the league, especially if we come out. I'm not saying we would, but if we come out like potentially all 3 games out on top. But just for the FA Cup semi-final, I think we got. I don't think it's let me say, I think it's 55-45 in City's favour. But if you told me like if we still had Lampard in charge, I'd give us maybe a 10% chance. But now it's like, and that might be even generous. But with Tuchel,
it was fairly peak under Lampard. But obviously, still 2 competitions you can try and win. I would expect Chelsea to try and cement top 4 as well. Lots of things going on there. But I want to talk Thomas Tuchel because obviously, as we all know, Frank Lampard was their club legend. Let's not slam him too much, but he was pretty dog shit as manager, if I'm being brutally honest with you. Shaden, are you happy with what Tuchel's come in? I mean, you haven't even got Thiago Silva playing at centre back at the moment, and your defence don't even look too bad. So, are you happy with what Tuchel's come in and done, or do you want more from him?
So far, I'm very happy. I mean, we've gone 15 games without getting beaten by any team. We've conceded just 2 goals. I know we need to improve in terms of attack, but we've been okay. And someone said attack win you matches, right? And defense will win you trophies. So it's good. It's a good start. Tuchel has helped us very well, and he has done very well in terms of defense-wise. I think we need to improve our attack to have that proper team and the right balance. But I'm very happy with what he has done so far.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Daniel, what about you, mate? Tuchel come in, done a good job. Are you wanting more from him, or are you quite happy with how it is at the moment?
He can't help the way the attackers are playing at the moment and scoring goals. But what he's done is he's assured the defence.
Lack of goals. Lack of
goals, yeah. But he's assuring the defence, and that's we used to concede a lot of goals. We used to score a lot of goals and then concede a lot of goals, but now it's switched over.
Yeah, I mean that's what I say when he's actually. That's what I mean by when I say he set you up perfectly for cup football, because in cup football you can shithouse your way to winning the trophy, and I mean that's how. I mean, do we forget how Jose Mourinho used to do it at Chelsea? Pure shithousery, and he was very effective. Tuchel, for me, seems to be better man manager than Jose. He doesn't look like he's about to throw 10 players under a double-decker bus and hope for the best. But he plays similar style of football, quite defensive. I don't know if that's intended or just with what he's got, but it seems to be working quite well. But Andrew, I mean, Tuchel, I mean, we'll obviously get to some transfers coming up and FFP. I want to get the Chelsea's guys' opinions. Well, I'm a League One fan, so I'm dead against it. I think it's absolutely disgusting. But on Tuchel, you must be quite happy at the sort of impact he's had straight away. He sorted out that defence.
Yeah, I mean, look at it. Just you talk about man management. Look at defence. Look what he's bought. Defence and man management. Christensen, Rudiger, Alonso, all bought back under Lampard. He had basically discarded them. Even so a little bit with Azpilicueta as well. He's playing Reece James all the time. Like you said, I mean, the way I got on Rudiger, all I ever asked of Rudiger was to stand up. Stand up and be counted. And apart from that Sheffield United blunder own goal, he has stood up and been counted. Christensen, amazing. The way, I mean, even Jorginho is brought back. Jorginho was left out in the cold for quite a long time, and I don't really rate Jorginho that much, but I can't fault his game, his playing so far. Kante, although it looks like he's injured on international duty again, but the way he's managed Kante, bringing him in, because Kante's hardly started under Tuchel, but the way the last 4 or 5 games he's been that second leg against Atletico Madrid, there was like 3 of him on the pitch. It was ridiculous to the way he was going around. Like you say, I think we all agree that the only issue is up front, and he is. I don't mind he's trying to switch. He's switching in and out because he doesn't know the best front three at this moment in time because no one's stepping up and holding that place down. So his man management has been fantastic, and that was my main fault under the previous manager was the man management. That for me, that was his biggest flaw.
I like how you go the previous manager and not Frank.
Well,
it's sort of like I won't trash his legendary name. I'll just say the former manager.
That's the problem. That's the problem. I'm not saying anyone here does that. That's the problem with some Chelsea fans. It's they don't separate the player legend from the manager, and I can separate that. So I will never diss Lampard as a player. He's always going to be a legend at my club, but I have to judge him on this manager thing. Unfortunately, we all wanted it to work. Of course, I would love it to work. Are you joking? Frank Lampard comes back and wins the trophies. As a manager, that just makes him even more legendary. Do you know what I mean? Like gold statue outside Stamford Bridge. But Thomas Tuchel, big part. It was man management came in. I mean, they just seem to all want to play for him, even if they're not playing well. They just seem to all want to step up, and he's coming at a difficult time, and he's done really well. And I can't wait till next season because if he gets like a pre-season with these guys to work on their game and then brings in who he wants as well, I'm not predicting anything, but it could be very, very good next season as well. So
it could be quite an explosive line.
Yeah,
I have got 3 names of just a couple of players, 3 players that Tuchel and Roman might just want to have a little bit of a look at in their club. But I want to talk firstly, before we get into that and FFP, Werner and Havertz. Now, I'm not going to stand here or sit here and slam them. Plenty of that's been done before. But before we get into a couple of comments, City will beat Chelsea 1-0. I mean,
okay,
it could happen, but then it could be the switch the other way, which the City win. I mean, it could easily be that. The Chelsea win, I mean. Imagine if Roman Abramovich never bought Chelsea. Well, that's probably something the Chelsea fans don't want to really think about.
Nope.
It would have been quite peak. I think, to be fair, it was close to losing the club as well.
We needed Champions League. We would go bust. We would go bust.
Yeah.
He sold it for £1. Remember, it sold for £1. It wasn't, or what? And then the debt was cleared, obviously. But Ken Bates sold it for £1 and the debt was cleared. Yeah.
I mean, our goal was bought for £1, don't we?
Yeah.
Cubs are bought for £1. We were bought for £1 and a shit ton of debt that the owner had to then shift off. And luckily, we managed it. It's sort of similar to Chelsea, really. Kenny saying attack is the best form of defence. That's simply not true.
That's not true.
If you have maybe Haaland, Ronaldo, Haaland, prime Messi, and prime Ronaldo, then maybe yes. I wouldn't necessarily say that's best form of defence. Back in the day, it probably was, but teams are a much more difficult entity now. Charlie having a go. Catch you in a bit. See you in a bit, Charlie. Have a good one. Lampard over Tuchel. You must be on drugs.
Because he wants us to be 10th again. That's why.
Next season, I think Chelsea first, City second, United third, West Ham fourth.
Can I just say,
West Ham with Man United? Then you're right.
I'm about to say with West Ham, it's like this is what I think. This is one of the seasons where just a surprise club finishes in the top 6 or something. Let's see what they do.
I wouldn't discount Liverpool out of it too much. I wouldn't necessarily. West Ham will never get top 4. I mean, this season is plausible. Why not? Why could? I mean,
this season, but
out of anyone, I mean, West Ham for me look like the strongest team to probably do it, barring obviously your normal City, United, Liverpool, Leicester, and Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, this is how good West Ham are doing this season. I wanted Arsenal to beat them last Sunday. This is how good West Ham are doing. I wanted them to beat them. So
that's peak. I mean, when West Ham are classed as your biggest rivals, I mean, that is peak. For Arsenal, that is not so much for Chelsea fans. City have more relegations than titles, Charlie. Oh, right. let's not start fighting again.
Relegations as well. So.
They've started fighting again.
Everyone used
there's
that
one big
against us.
difference. West Ham are a selling club. We never have been. Okay, cool. Liverpool will be low on confidence. It'll take them a while to get back.
Everyone's a selling club. Don't let that fool you. Everyone's
I remember Fergie having to sell Ronaldo because Real Madrid gave him. I mean, it was his dream club. He's like, Ronaldo sort of went up to Fergie going, you know, I love you, Dad, but I really do love you, but I think I need to go to
What else can I do? What else more can I do here?
But there was that sort of respect though between the two, to do that. I remember obviously Eden Hazard leaving Chelsea.
Yeah, he done it basically.
Basically the same, but Courtois now. No.
Yeah, Courtois as well.
Yeah.
Snake. I still call him Snake.
Charlie's saying West Ham will lose Lingard, Rice in the summer. I would say they'll lose Rice, but I think they may gain Lingard. And my method of madness is basically because I think United will get Declan Rice, and I think a part of that deal will be, well, if we give you cash plus Jesse Lingard, can we take Declan Rice? And I think West Ham would be quite stupid to say no, because for me, Declan Rice is a fantastic player, but Suchek has done just a good job as well. Lingard's also found a home, and for me, taking away the rivalry, obviously he's had a shit personal life. I mean, it's been absolutely horrific for the last few years. I think it would be good for him to go to West Ham. He's getting play time. He's in the England squad now. That's because he went to West Ham. That would never have happened if he didn't leave. So when you say lose Lingard, I actually think they may gain Lingard. That will be my thought process on that. Maybe they'll even gain Fred. Maybe Ollie will just go, fuck it, you can have Fred and Lingard. Like, please. This Fred can't pay 2-yard passes, but it's cool because you'll have him hoof it up the pitch anyway.
He'll probably thrive at West Ham, knowing.
Yeah, knowing that he probably will. Right, yeah, they're talking. Right, this is a Chelsea show, not the West Ham or the United show. If you want to tune in for the United show, 10 p.m. tonight, that is where you'll find our United show. We've got the Liverpool show coming up at 8 o'clock. But back to Chelsea, back to Werner and Havertz.
Back to the team that
back to Havertz and Werner, though. I mean, what we'll do is we'll rate them out of 10 as their arrival in England first. So, Shed End. Werner and Havertz, what are you giving them out of
10? Interesting. I think I'll give Havertz a 7.
Yeah.
He has done well. He's been called by Tuchel, play number 9, play on the wing by Lampard, play this place. He's been trying to deliver. I know he had COVID and stuff, but he's trying, and he's trying to. This is a new. There's a new league, and he's trying to acclimatize to it. So I would give him 7. He's doing okay. When I'll give him 7 again, he's doing okay. For a first season, he's doing okay, and I can't wait to see what we'll do next season. Yeah. So I'll give both of them a 7. They are players I like, so it's really hard for me to give them something less than 7. I just love those kids, and I hope they improve. I feel like
there's definitely someone who may disagree slightly with that. I have a feeling. But RJ, big up RJ. Obviously, he is the host of the United show, so I don't actually have to host one of those shows. It's brilliant. I go in there, blow some smoke up their backsides, banter them as much as I can. The thing with me, and Winter Surfer has been on shows with me before with Sonny, obviously, on the Football Addiction. I blow smoke at absolutely everyone. Like, literally, not one person is safe from me, because I will literally go for anyone in front. Like, if you put someone in front of me, I may banter them. That is the way I am. But Daniel, Werner and Havertz. I mean, it's not been great for them, has it?
It hasn't been great for them, but I expected that this season, because they're getting used to a new league, and they've left a different country, and they've left their families. So I knew that was going to happen. So I'll give them both.
Give them out of 10, yeah.
I'm going to give them both a 7 as well, same as the Shed End.
Interesting way of looking at it. Kenny's saying it will be like 18, 19. Oh, I don't know what they're talking about there. They're talking about something. Lucas Life saying Bayern. I think that's a shout. I mean, Bayern are a very good team who could easily win the Champions League. I mean, why not? But Andrew, what are you rating Werner and Havertz's time at Chelsea so far?
Okay, so Havertz, recent weeks, starting to show promising signs. Very good. He has been poorly managed since he got here, and then got the COVID. So because of that, I'm giving him a 6. Okay, because he's only now starting to show promise, and that's not his fault as well. It's taken him time to get him into the Tuchel system. Tuchel to get him fit. Tuchel. That's another thing I like Tuchel as well. He's not rushing these players back. They got an injury. They're going when he feels they are, not even when they feel 100% right, when he feels they're 100% right, good to go. 6 for Tuchel. Werner is also a 6, but a different kind of 6. Okay. Werner, in my opinion, has been overplayed a lot. It should be rotated now in and out of the team. However, I know he's only scored about 10 or 11 goals in all competitions this season, but he has had a few assists. He's won a lot of penalties, but he is very frustrating as well. Frustrating player. Just his shot selection, and sometimes his first touch is not very good, and his dribbling is also not very good. So, but then again, I'm not one of these people to, I might say, they've had a rubbish game or they've been rubbish for a few games, but in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay, first season. Werner's got till next January the 1st, to show me what he's actually got. If he's still like at this in January 1st, then for me, it's a no-brainer that we have to move him on, or that I'm not gonna give him that much leeway. So 6s, but different kind of 6s. I hope that's not too complicated, but
No. It makes total sense to me anyway. I can't promise that if there's Chelsea fans watching that they'll understand it, but they're probably a bit slow and they can DM me and I'll explain it to you if you're still a little confused. Kenny saying, my thought process on Chelsea winning the league, their signings were settled in by then, gotten used to the tactics. They have a great manager, one of the best squads in the Prem. Yeah, I don't think you can argue with that at all. That's what he tells me. He gave his thought process further up in the comments. We love to see it.
Show your workings.
Show your workings, and I'll mark it. But I want to talk, before we talk into the sort of transfers and all of that, I want to talk FFP. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what FFP stands for, it means financial fair play. Arguably one of the most important things for lower league football. That's a fact. But Shedem, we'll start with you. What's your thought process or thoughts on UEFA scrapping financial fair play?
Let me say, I don't think it's a good thing for. It's good news for Chelsea, because I don't think Chelsea struggle to balance their books. Yeah, we go out for the best players, yes, but I don't think we struggle to balance our books, because we sell good players at considerable amount of money. So I don't think it's a good news for Chelsea, because PSG are known to just throw money and get anyone they want. So I don't know. I'm in between. I know we have a very supportive owner and someone who wants us to get the best players out there. But again, City, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, they have a stronger muscle in terms of finances. And I think it's not that good for Chelsea, but it's it's good, but it's not good news for Chelsea, because I don't know, the Haalands, those players which are can be quite expensive for your average Premier League team, can be taken by PSG for. I read somewhere that they want 143 million euros. I guess, right? Yeah. I think they say they want 143, and PSG, the Real Madrids can go for that amount of money and not feel a pinch. So it's good news and bad news at the same time for Chelsea.
Yeah, no, it's a fair way of looking at it. Obviously, I'm dead against it because my team don't have that much money, and it's never nice to see clubs end up like Bury and out of the Football League, or out of extinction, to be brutally honest. But Daniel, thoughts on FFP? Are you for scrapping it or are you against scrapping it?
Apparently, FFP was brought in because of Chelsea, but it wasn't actually brought in for Chelsea. It was brought in for Man City. Man City.
Well, yeah.
Was it Man City was spent? Was it like 500 million in one season? I'm sure they did.
Yeah, something.
Or I might be wrong.
It was definitely brought in for one of the clubs anyway. It was brought in for one of you two.
Yeah.
Less so Chelsea, because I don't think Chelsea have ever gone too mad. I think what Lampard was given was actually the first time I've ever seen Chelsea go proper mad on money, which is. But there's lots of reasons for that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
But are you for or against scrapping it?
A bit of both. I'm a bit for it because I know Chelsea will do whatever it takes to get players, and then it's bad because everyone else can outbid us, like Man City, PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona, because they're like. I would say Real Madrid and Barcelona more because they're like history-wise, they're the biggest clubs in the world. If that makes sense.
Even United, if they got new owners. If United got new owners, they could.
Yeah, but yes. I think Man United are never going to get new owners because Edward was not going to sell it because how much money he's making. Same with
the Glazers.
The other frauds in London.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The Glazers could sell it. Obviously, the Glazers could once financial fair play's bought in and United struggle getting in top four because they won't spend the money. I mean, a lot of shit could go on. But Andrew, are you for or against this? Like, what's your thoughts?
I've always thought FFP is a bit of it's easy to get around because I mean, Chelsea. Actually, I think Chelsea, one of the clubs actually tried to abide by FFP, which is ironic because we make a lot of money off our loans, our loan players. I mean, for instance, Villa paid 11 or 12 million to take Barkley on loan with no buy option. No buy option whatsoever. The amount of times we've loaned Bakayoko, by the time we actually sell him or he finishes his contract, we wouldn't have lost anything off him because we've loaned him out so much for so much that we're not going to make a loss on him. And so also I have this theory that they've only changed it because they looked at Real Madrid and Barcelona in so much debt. They're in so much financial trouble. And Inter Milan, although I think Inter Milan are going to get bought out by another Chinese billionaire or something like that I was reading. But I think they've only done that because they've seen the two biggest clubs and to stop a European Super League forming as well. So I think they've relaxed it. So it'd be interesting to see what rules they apply. And also, I just felt they lost that court case to City, didn't they? I know it wasn't really much to do with finances, but they lost that because City found a loophole in that. We got our transfer ban reduced or taken away after 6 months, and I just think maybe they actually brought a lawyer who looked in and gone, guys, financial fair play's got so many loopholes that people can get around that they can spend whatever they want. I mean, how can you say financial fair play is working when 1 year PSG for one player bought Neymar for 200 million? But the next year they agreed to pay for another player 166 million in Mbappe. So how can you say financial fair play is working? It just doesn't apply. It is bad news for the smaller clubs. I do agree. But I think that's the FA and or whoever's going to have to step in and actually do their jobs to protect them. Or
you want the EFL to do their jobs.
I know.
Fuck me, that's asking miracles, mate. That's like asking United to run their football club like a football club.
I fear in 5 or 10 years' time that Premier League clubs being so rich are going to end up buying Championship and League Two clubs as feeder clubs. Do you know what I mean? That's what I fear. And then it's going to be that's what I fear. So the Premier League, unfortunately, will always take care of itself first and not think about the rest of English football.
We saw that
which
with
in a way,
Project Restart, didn't we?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're always going to take a look at them. But financial fair play to me was just like Daniel said, I think it was to stop the Premier League clubs, especially City and Chelsea, from becoming powerhouses, which hasn't worked, as you've seen, at all, because we're both up there. So there's a lot of theories going around. It'd be interesting to see what this new financial plan and this new one they're going to bring in, or something like that. You know, but yeah,
I'm sure it's going to be delightful.
Yeah, it's going to be something where we have to read it about 8 times to finally understand what the hell they're talking about. You know, it's just
maybe they'll close some loopholes. But with FFP being relaxed or fucking blown up and never spoken about again in UEFA, Kenny saying London is red, that's just wrong on every level.
London's red, then it's the end of the world. If you're on about Bayern red, then maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, we have a great youth and sometimes get decent players just for too much. I mean, yeah, you've got a good youth, but you need to complement them with good quality players. And at the moment, you're sort of using Fred and Maguire and Lindelof. So, yeah, there's some sort of issues.
And you've given Scotty McSauce a new 6-year contract or something.
He's a good player. I like him as a squad player, but just not as a squad player. Not as a starting 11 week in, week out. Absolutely not. That is
Chelsea's got a good youth system as well, but we rarely use it, really, do we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, you do. You use it to make.
You know what I mean? Like, use it to.
Well, yeah, it's only since you had that embargo, wasn't it? On history, London is red, but right now it's blue, just like Manchester. Yeah, you can't really argue with that. We have a scary team coming soon, but it's gonna be in the next 4 years. Yeah, it's a slow build at United, isn't it? A very slow build.
That's like a movie, you know. That's like a movie, you know. When like they announce they're going to do like your favourite movie or something, but they keep pushing it a year back. Or oh yeah, we'll start filming this year. Oh no, next year. I hear that. I've heard that for the past 8 years for Man United. You know, don't worry, we'll be back. Don't worry, we're coming. Don't worry. January they told us that back. Top of the table, but it didn't happen. So
they're still fighting in the chat. Yeah, carry on. Mate.
I feel like Man United have become this team. There was a time we used to refer to United as History FC. Now they've become Future FC. They're talking about the next 4 years, and they used to talk about the last 18 years. They were History FC. Now they've become Future FC. Like, they're not doing anything right now. They're just looking at the future and they're saying, in the next 4 years, we are gonna be doing this. We'll be unstoppable. Come on.
Now, I'd prefer to call them Maybe FC. Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah.
Can't really argue with any of them. No disrespect, but how old are you and how long have you watched football? Oh, he's on about Charlie. I think he's on about Charlie. I was just about to say, if you're talking to most of us, we're all older than you and been watching football for longer than you. So
I don't know. I'm probably the youngest out of the three of you.
Well, I'm 25. I'm 25.
Oh yeah, sorry, we're the same age. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I'm getting on a bit. I'm starting to lose my hair. Got a receding hairline.
You're saying you look older. That's why I thought you was older than 22.
Yeah, that's because I'm losing my fucking hairline. I need to start wearing a hat. I need to start wearing hats like Terry does on the terrace.
That's football stress. That's stress of football. That is like.
I think it's more life stress as well. It's just
yeah.
I need to start wearing a cap like Terry on the football terrace. It'll sort out that issue.
It's really stressed because I'm actually 11 years old, but this stress is really getting to me.
I can see that. But let's talk about something a little less stressful, shall we? We'll talk about transfers. Donnarumma, Haaland, Koundé. Who wants to get them and explain why? Shaden, you start us off. So apparently, Tuchel wants to get Donnarumma, Haaland and Koundé. I mean, talk about shithousing your way to winning a trophy. I mean, might as well get Haaland in for that.
In between those three players, I would take Haaland only because I don't know much about Kunde, but I know Donnarumma is just a little bit better than Kepa from what I've seen. The guy has been 21 years old the last 5 years, so the guy he's not that good. I was watching AC Milan the other day play, and he was conceding goals, and I was seeing Kepa written all over this guy, and he just stays like that and looks at the goal. He just looks at the ball and it goes inside. Donnarumma is overrated. I'm sorry, Donnarumma is overrated. I wouldn't go for him. I would rather we keep Mendy and get another better goalkeeper. Kunde, I don't know much of Kunde. I haven't watched him, so I won't talk about him. And Haaland is the only player I would take from those three. And I feel like at the moment there are no good defenders better than what Chelsea have. We have very young good defenders. In Ampadu is okay. He's not the best or the most promising. He's okay, and he can improve in a lot of things. We have Tomori, who is going to AC Milan. He looks like he's going for 28 million, and I feel bad for that. This guy is good, and his recovery pace, and he has a lot to improve on, but he's a good lad, and I hate seeing him go. The way I watched Masin Bunka. You remember Masin Bunka, the goalkeeper that we gave to PSG? That one hurt me. I'm feeling the same about Fikayo Tomori, and I don't know. I would only take Haaland, and I don't know who else I would take right now in the market in those three positions. The defense looks okay at the moment, but we can improve. But I can't see anyone we can buy right now and improve them.
There's one name I chucked out when I was sort of scouting for United, really. One is Matthias de Ligt. I think he'll do wonders in the Prem. He wouldn't be a bad shout under Tuchel as well. It's all just mad. But Dan, Donnarumma, Haaland, Koundé, that's three signings that isn't too shabby.
I'm the same. The only one we really need the most is Haaland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, I think De Ligt. Why can't we get De Ligt? Because fine. Like you said, financial fair play is relaxed, so I can just pay whatever his price tag is and get him. So have Haaland, De Ligt, and then we need another DM as well.
Oh, I got one for you, Frankie De Jong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Could you just imagine Frankie De Jong, De Ligt, and fucking Haaland coming in the summer?
Yes,
that'd be absolutely unbearable for almost every team on the planet.
Yeah. That's what we want. So,
why? The people in the chat, I feel, will differ on that one. But Andrew, Donnarumma, Haaland, Koundé, would you take all three, or are you a bit like maybe not all three?
So Donnarumma,
you'd be on a free as well.
If you're on a free, the issue is with Donnarumma. Mendy's on a roll at the moment, and Mendy is coming into his prime as a goalkeeper, and I think he's been one of our players. I think he's one of our top 3 players of the year, if not top 2 players of the year. He's been. I think now he's got like a settled. Like his defenders are properly confident. He's now confidence coming up. You've only got to see that Leeds game a couple of weeks ago for sure when he put out that second half save. But that got us a point in the end. But I think he's more combining. And if he's balling out, the issue of the goalkeeper changes not from a first choice to me to a second choice. So I don't think Donnarumma is going to, even though he's only 21 or is he 22 or something like that, will sit for. If we buy Donnarumma, we might have to do what we did with Courtois. If you remember, we bought Courtois and then we loaned him out for like 3 years. And that's what, if we buy Donnarumma, it might be something like that, because Mendy for me is outstanding at this moment in time. And I think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. So I wouldn't do that. Koundé Koundé, I haven't watched a lot of Koundé. My only watching of Koundé comes from the Champions League. And for me, he's been a part of a severe defence that has been trash in the Champions League. Absolutely. I mean, we gutted them 4-0 away from home. Giroud scored 4 goals against Sevilla, away from home. And they didn't cover themselves well in that Dortmund game. So Koundé, I don't know. For me, a centre-back, for a centre-back, I'm looking for 2 specific things. I'm not looking at a name on the back. I'm looking for leadership qualities. So one of the things I'm looking for is leadership qualities when we have to rest Thiago Silva. Because I think if we get someone who's got leadership qualities like a Thiago Silva, who, when the Thiago Silva doesn't play, he's the leader at the back, then I'm settled. At the moment, I don't know who that is because I don't feel there's a lot of alpha centre-backs out there.
No,
everyone's going about everyone's going about like Varane, but for me, Varane is only good when he has Sergio Ramos beside.
Yeah,
him.
he's another beta centre back, a bit like a Maguire.
And Haaland can do whatever he wants this summer. That's going to be the biggest transfer of the summer. So I've heard the rumours. Roman's got he doesn't need blue chew. He's got a serious hard on for signing Haaland. So you know what I mean. And I think that's the one transfer this summer where he's going to take a personal hand in. That he's going to go all out to get Haaland.
It could take £150 million to go
do it.
Haaland.
Yeah.
Do it.
180 million euros.
I was about to ask that. Would you
do it?
So would you pay the 150 now?
Yes.
Or would you wait a year and get him for 70, but risk losing him to a club that he wants to go to?
You know what? I was on another stream last night. I said let's go to Dortmund. Let's strip mine them. So let's go. Hey, what do you want for Haaland? What do you want for Sancho? And I think Sancho's already a done deal at United. I think they're discussing what boxes he's wearing. And I like their left back Guerrero. I like their left wing back Guerrero. So I'd go to them. Okay, so if Sancho's out the door, fine. Okay, here's like 200 million just for those 2 players, and then just get it done. And I go to Haaland. I go to Haaland. I go to Haaland. I go, what do you want? What do you want? How much do you want? Okay, fine, done like that.
Yeah.
Because I always say to different people, when someone announces how much wages a player's got, do you have do you differ with that? Do you have an opinion to that? Because when all the stories about David Alaba wanting 400k a week, I went in the back of my mind. I was going, is he worth 400k a week? Haaland wanting like 350 or something. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Take it, offering 350. I don't care because it's not my money. It's our billionaire owner's money. It's not our money.
If he turns around and goes, I want Roman's yacht, just take the yacht.
Roman's just spent. I don't know. I don't believe anyone truly knows how much Roman Abramovich is worth because he just spent £450 million on a new yacht.
That's what I mean.
It's got like 6 yachts.
Yeah, if Haaland turns around and goes, I want that yacht, Roman goes, please, here's the keys, have the yacht.
Yeah, and also though, Chelsea fans, and no one here, the Chelsea fans have got to stop pretending they're accountants. It's not your money. Stop doing it. Why do we care? Let's just go sign him. I don't care. Get him in the blue shirt. Get him that picture where he's by Marina. On the desk signing a contract. It's the only way I believe Chelsea have ever signed anyone when that picture's released from the club website. Just do it. I don't care. Just sign him up. Haaland's the number one for me. If we get the other 2, fine. But if we get Haaland, especially with this team at the moment, I don't think we need a lot more to really, really go on an assault next year. So Haaland for me is the big fish, no matter what.
They're still fighting in the comments. Gotta love the Manchester boys. But no, the reason I say Sancho is done because I think he is going to United. I think they're currently discussing what brand of boxers he's going to be wearing on his unveiling because they've been going on for this one for ages. And United, I just don't think they're going to. I think they'll just go. They need to get someone big, and I think that is the Sancho.
I would say the London life and the Chelsea life because he is a born and bred Chelsea fan. So
but maybe. But I think to be honest, the deal is pretty much done.
All that fan, I really don't. I really just no. I really. Oh, he was a fan of this. Fans. I say money, baby. It's money. Do you know what I mean? If I was a football player and Spurs offered me 450 grand a week, and I hate Spurs, but it's 450 grand a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
if Exeter were to offer me 400 grand a week, I'd be like, yeah, sure. I don't like your club, but I'll do a job. A job is a job at the end of the day for
Exactly
these
right.
players.
Yeah.
But I want to talk, obviously, a last bit before we get to the picture quizzes. Something I saw here. I think it's quite funny. It was great fun watching the Arsenal fans stress over it on the first show that we did it. But I want to talk about Roman's statement recently about racism, about how shocked he is with it. And this is the thing, like, you've not only got a bloody rich owner that is going to pump you full of cash. Your Chelsea is literally like his hooker. He basically just floods it with cash, and he's like, brilliant, my hooker's happy this week, sort of thing. But you've also got a really damn good owner that is dead against racism, dead against absolutely everything to do with that. And obviously, Reece James was racially abused by online trolls and all of that. And what hit me was that Roman personally wrote a letter to every single player at Chelsea explaining what he was doing and offering the support. Everyone thinks of Roman as just this absolute asshole that's just give me titles, give me trophies, but it actually turns out that he's got quite a good heart in him. But Shed End, what's your opinion on the whole statement that the Roman made?
Mute. You're mute, mate. You're mute.
Oh, thank you. I would say it was a class act. It's not every owner in the Premier League you see doing such things, you know. And actually, there are these quotes he gave. I think it was Forbes. Yeah, and I was surprised that Forbes really pulled that off. You know, this guy doesn't talk to the media. Like, he never does that. I can't remember the last time he talked to the media. I think he did that the last time he did that is the time that he bought Chelsea, I guess, right? Yeah, he doesn't talk to the media. And if he talks to the media, he speaks sense. From the first point to the last point, he speaks sense. And I love that he wrote letters to each and every player, and you can understand why Chelsea players are happy at the moment. They know they have a good owner, they have a class coach, they have everything they need. Like, Chelsea have been there for NHS the whole time that we've been hit by COVID. Abramovich provided almost everything they needed. He provided the hotel, he provided almost everything. And I don't know, I'm so grateful that this guy owns Chelsea. I can't imagine if that deal, you know, the deal to buy Tottenham fell off, I guess. Yeah, so I can't imagine if that deal went through. Like, I can't imagine Abramovich owning Tottenham. I don't know. I think I wouldn't be supporting football. Yeah, but I'm so grateful that he's our owner, and this guy is class, and I absolutely love him.
Yeah, he's definitely a class act. He's something very, very unique and very good. And a kind man, believe it or not. I mean, it's not every day you would call Roman Abramovich a kind man, but we slowly starting to see a sort of different side to Roman, which I think is quite nice to see anyway. But Daniel, thoughts on Roman Abramovich?
I love everything. Yeah, I love everything about him. I think he's the best owner in the world. I don't care. I'm being biased because I'm a Chelsea fan. I just love everything about him. And I knew he's that kind of person because I met him once. That was like a while back.
Yeah.
It's one of the most nicest people like to speak to and everything. So.
Yeah, 100%. A couple of comments here before we get Andrew's point, and then it is the quiz. Kenny's saying, before you do the picture quiz, predict Chelsea's next game. We've got a show next week. Got a show next week, mate. Calm down.
We've got a show next week.
Calm down. We can
I can't hate to predict it twice.
Yeah, we can predict. We'll do a review. We'll do a preview next week. We've got a show every Friday. This It's the new slot, 6 p.m. on a Friday. It's when you
Remember,
get your Chelsea stuff.
We've got another week of internationals we have to get through. Why do we
Yeah.
want to waste our
Exactly.
comments now? Let's get through.
Yeah,
that.
we've got internationals, and
Oh.
that's going well. Luca's live saying, hi, big up Luca, that bloody title, be lucky to get top 4. Yeah, I may or may not have said Chelsea, we are going to win the Champions League plus the FA Cup, the Chelsea show. You know, a bit of clickbait, get some people in here. It's worked. Luckily it worked, didn't it, Matt? It worked, didn't it?
You'll be looking to get
Obviously,
second in the Man United fan, eh?
Yeah, Matt being the United fan, he'll be on the United show later on tonight.
You were looking to get second.
But Andrew, what's your thoughts on Roman?
I echo Daniel's statement. Best owner in football, Man City fan to me. A bit that, but one of the best owner in sports, no doubt.
Yeah,
he's had this racism thing because obviously he comes from a Jewish faith, so he's had this thing obviously because there's a certain Y word that not only other fans say about Spurs fans, but Spurs fans say about themselves that he's obviously tried to get rid of and fights like that. Like you say, he's taken a step forward with these racism things, like backing Reece James and everyone like that. Look what he's done for the COVID, for the NHS staff. Open hotels, open the restaurant facilities so they can have a rest and get free meals, free parking. He's not furloughed anyone at all during this whole entire thing. He's not gone out and got a government loan to cover himself or anything like that. I think he's fallen back in love with Chelsea, and not fallen back. I think he's always loved Chelsea, but he's fallen back in being like getting us back up there again. Because I think there was a few years where he would sort of let us, buy a few players here and there, but take a step back, let the board sort it out. But I think over last couple of years he's really got back into it. I think also the visa stuff probably is more like something about I'm going to do whatever, I'm going to make Chelsea bigger and everything like that again. I just think it's very Forbes. I don't know how Forbes got this interview because like Daniel said, he rarely gives any interviews over the last 18 years. I can't remember before this Forbes one what his last interview was at all, even getting a few words out of him. But yeah, I mean, Chelsea. I will argue with any Chelsea fan about this. He's the most important man in our football club's history.
He's
the most important man.
Yeah,
he's bigger than any player. He's bigger than any player. He's the most important man in our history. Without him, I think we would have got. We would be bankrupt. I don't know if we'd be in the Premier League, or even get back to it. I just don't think we would. He's the most important man. So if any Chelsea fans after Frank Lampard got sacked saying get out Roman Abramovich, really, you don't know what you're talking about. You really don't know what you're talking about. This man is the most important man. He's the reason we are how we are. The reason.
He's arguably the reason that Chelsea is Chelsea, really. A couple of comments here. Matt saying, I expect our title to say we're going to catch City and win the Europa League. No, your title is Bailly once out.
Not bottle another quarter this time instead of semi.
I'm not joking that your title is genuinely Bailly once out. The United show, I can't remember what I put on the Liverpool.
I hope Man United finished 6th now because you said that.
We're going to go above City whilst West Ham get over Chelsea in 4th this season.
Oh my God.
Love the banter between clubs. The real Chris saying, sorry, I couldn't make it a 5. I was actually out, but big up to everyone here. Big up to the Chelsea fans.
Absolutely. Yeah, come on next time. So everyone's welcome.
Definitely. There's a new show. There's a new show every week over here now. But now for the fun bit. This is the bit I was excited about because I've picked out 5 games from 5 historic games that Chelsea have been involved in, and you need to tell me, the result and the game, the year, and the competition it was in. Now, obviously, the competition could be a little bit easy with the sleeves. So that's all I'm going to say there. You get a point for everyone. Yeah. There's a comment there. Is there a comment there? Yeah. Real Chris saying maybe next time. Absolutely. But yeah, so you need to tell me the game, the result, the year and the competition. You get a point for the result, a point for the year, and a point for the competition. So you can get up to 15 points. And obviously the Arsenal lot, they got 14 out of 15. They only got one result wrong. They nearly had 13 out of 15, but that is the way it is. So I hope you boys know your stuff about your club, because the first picture is this one.
Oh, I know that. That's Premier League, Manchester United, 3-1.
Yep.
Thiago scored that banger from near the halfway line.
What year?
2005.
It looks like we're not frustrated on this. Everyone agreeing with that, or?
I don't disagree with Winter Surfer. He's my guy.
Excellent. So, picture number 2.
Okay. I think it's Premier League. Premier League 2004, and I think it's 2-2.
What year did you say?
2004, Premier League 2-2.
Anyone disagree with that?
I have no idea, so I'll agree with you.
My memory's so crap.
Is that Robert Pires?
So good.
Is that Pires?
That may be Robert Pires.
Yeah, that's Pires.
Right.
Okay, I'll agree with him.
Right. Picture number 3.
I know what that is.
Oh,
that's 2014. That's 2014. That's Premier League.
Yeah.
And that's 2-0. That's 2-0. That's Gerrard slip. That's a Gerrard slip. Gerrard slip, yeah. Gerrard slip. 2014, 2-0 Premier League.
Guessing no one disagreeing with that. I didn't even realise about the slip again. I must have accidentally forgotten to.
we always remember that because we made the song about it. And then
I should have used this picture for the Liverpool boys. Moving on. Their show coming up at 8 p.m. obviously, and the next one is this one.
Oh, okay. I think I've got this.
This is 6-0. This was 6-0.
No, it's not.
No.
It's I think it's 2008, and it's Premier League, and I think it's 3-1.
yeah, against Man City.
I think Robinho scored a free kick in that one.
Yeah.
And then the last one is this one.
Oh, come on, Daniel. Do you want this one, Daniel?
Against Bayern, Champions League.
Yep.
What year?
19th of May 2012.
What was the score?
1-1, and we won on penalties. Is it 4-3 on penalties?
Something like that, yeah. Unless he wanted the penalty score as well.
Did you Drogba winning?
No. The last penalty is plenty. So that was quite fun. Not too much kicking off. Everyone's sort of agreeing. So we'll go game by game. We'll see what we got. So the first one was Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, finished 3-1.
Yeah.
The second one was Arsenal.
Yeah.
2004.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, finished 2-2.
Yeah.
The third one was in fact Liverpool, 2-0, 2014 Premier League.
Yeah.
The third one was Manchester City, 3-1.
Yeah.
2008.
Yeah.
Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
The last one was Munich, 1-1. 2012 Champions League. That's 15 out of 15 from the champions. From the Chelsea boys. The Chelsea boys have genuinely took 15 out of 15. So
Thank
straight
you.
away,
I
Arsenal.
mean, that's
down
all
to
to
second.
No, thank you, Andrew, for his brilliant memory, man.
That's all to William. because
I need a better
couldn't
life. I need
remember
a better
most
life.
of those.
No, you just remember your club that much.
You
I don't
carry
remember some of those
that. I
games.
mean,
I'll probably get called a plastic fan after this.
So
The City one generally I was doubt. That's my most doubt. The City one I was doubting because I was going, what? I couldn't picture that. I couldn't even remember Lampard scoring.
You were a lot quicker than the Arsenal lot as well. A lot quicker, I must say. But that is 15 out of 15. Kenny is not impressed one bit. He is absolutely. He's raging. He is raging.
I'm winning
Andrew,
it. So
Andrew knew
to the Stamford Bridge. Chelsea is our name. Come on,
currently, Chelsea are top. Obviously, Arsenal are second now in this week's quiz.
London is blue. I mean, it has always been blue.
You can only get joint top now. Obviously, the Liverpool boys have got their ones coming up later. United have got their ones coming up later. There's an easy one in all of them. There is an easy one in them all.
No, I'd like to see if you showed that Liverpool picture to that Liverpool game, whether they'd actually admit it. Do you know what I mean?
I think they would know exactly what it is and be absolutely.
I bet they wouldn't say it. They wouldn't say it. I just can't remember that game. It's like.
No, I think they've gotten over the slip now. They've actually won a title. But that was interesting. Obviously, we have got the Liverpool show in 50 minutes, so we'll find out how well the Liverpool boys do with theirs. They've got an easy one, but it's right at the beginning. I'm not going to spoil it, but all I'll say is that maybe my team might be in it. You never know.
Roman's Army did it again.
Plot twist, Andre knew beforehand. Not true. Not true. He actually didn't.
There's no conspiracy theory, you know.
Andrew's just everywhere, man. He's out of nowhere. Comes out of nowhere.
These have been kept in the brand section on StreamYard. And he doesn't have my login, so it'll be very difficult for him to find them. The only one who could see him is RJ, but if he does that, I'll be very angry. I'll be in fact fuming.
Change your password quick. Change it.
He's got to host the next one. Fair play, Andrew. I knew some, but not all. Liverpool are gonna be bottom. You just know. I mean. They got some interesting ones. And then Kenny saying, I have a feeling Liverpool will be the lowest scorer. It'll either be Liverpool or United, or will both of you get 15 out of 15 and then Arsenal will somehow bottom. But that has been the Chelsea show. I've had great fun doing that. We've obviously got another one next week where we will preview. I'm sure there'll be new information coming out. From Chelsea, so we'll preview the next game. We'll talk about all of that next week. That has been that. But everyone watching, please make sure you have subscribed to the channel and like the video. Because if you don't, I will be very, very disappointed. We massively got past 100 subscribers yesterday, so an absolute buzzing for all of that. Kenny's saying we'll get 16. You physically can't, but nice try.
He will do a take. He will do a taken if you don't do it.
Only do that if they get the minutes of the goals that we're in.
Niall, we need injury time.
Fergie time. You need Fergie time.
Do you know what? Actually, yeah, that's fair. If you can tell me the minute of your last one, because your last one is your most memorable. If you can tell me the minute of both goals, you'll get a point for each of them. That's how we'll do that then.
But you've got 3 seconds. You've got 3 seconds to answer. That's it. You've got 3 seconds to answer.
Yeah,
we already won man too late. First team to get 15.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can have that if they can tell me the goals of both their goals, or all 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, however many goals there were. You can have a point for that. So you can have your 16 out of 15, which isn't physically possible. But Andrew, Andrew, where can they find you, bro?
So majority, I'm on KH No Filter Football with Kai, Will, Slens, Marshall. We're near to 1,000 subscribers. So come and join us. It's mainly just Chelsea content, but other fans are always welcome. And, it's not for the, it's called No Filter. So, there's some language that we may use or something that we may describe, but we're not overly offensive or anything like that. But just come and join us. We're posting more videos, especially during the international breaks, because we just feel they're needed. People just to get through because international football is not very popular. I'm also on Strong TV on Charlotte's channel. Watch along for Chelsea games. Just about to go on there for everything about football shows. So that's more like a geek culture show. We'll be talking about the Snyder Cut over there. I do a wrestling show with Charlotte and Laurie as well. That'll be on Sunday. And, I'm just basically around in other group chats and everything like that. So, but subscribe to this channel.
Yes, absolutely. And go help them get to 1,000. And you boys know about No Filter. That's virtually what we are as well. We have zero filter. We say it as it is, not for the thin
faint
skin.
heart, yeah.
check out our banter show and you'll soon see how zero filter we really are. But the best way to do this is Daniel, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitter at CFC Daniel MTG. Sometimes I'm on Stephen's show. I'm Stephen's channel, sorry. Sometimes I'm on KH No Filter Football, supporting as always. I'm supporting everybody I can. And hopefully I'll start doing YouTube myself soon, hopefully.
Big up to Daniel. Well.
And I'll be on here as well every week.
Absolutely. And Sheldon, bro, where can they find you?
They can find me on YouTube, Sheldon Chelsea. I'm on Instagram at officialslen. I post over 18 content there. And on Twitter, I am at Shed2.
Buzzing. Make sure you go check all of them out. DC, you're a bit late. We're just wrapping up, but we've got the Liverpool show at 8 p.m. And don't forget RJ hosting the United show at 10 p.m. That normal slot that hasn't been changed since we started, apart from week 1 where it was on Wednesday. But obviously everyone knows why it was all changed around and why we're all over here now. But and I had some people going, why haven't you sorted out Chelsea yet? There's one of me and about 900 of you, so ask yourselves that question next time. But we have got a Citizens show coming up, which I think everyone knows who that will be. I couldn't believe it. Charlie actually found some City fans to come on, which is quite remarkable.
Rare
I am
species.
looking for I am looking for Tottenham fans, but they seem to, they seem to be a bit of a sort of they're not around much. But DC saying I'll be back at 10. Yes, you will. RJ hosting that one. But everyone watching, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on. Go check out our Twitter at Let's Talk EPL. Follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk EPL _. Also check out our TikTok where we'll be posting short little clips from our streams on there. Join our Discord server as well. It's getting bigger and bigger every day. We're small, but we're getting there, as some would say. Big up to Sauls, I don't mean to say this, but they beat you. They got 15 out of 15. So Sauls is going to be absolutely raging in that one. Unfortunately, Chelsea have beaten you again. But big up to everyone who has been watching. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back at 8 p.m.